And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Friday, November 15th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are. Friday came at last, the last day of the work week, and we welcome you to our program. Each Friday, we talk about Wilson Bank and Trust, and we've got a special member of the Wilson Bank and Trust team with us this morning. Pretty much, I think, has a unique position in that she's the only one who's Assistant Vice President / Travel, and that would be Brandy Goodall. Brandy, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And it's nice to see you. You're staying busy, no doubt.
Staying busy.
Traveling the world.
We are. We just got back Monday night from France for 12 days, so staying busy.
How many people went with you on this one, approximately?
Approximately 80.
80?
80.
So, is it like herding 80 cats?
Sometimes.
Well, this has been, I think, a wonderful addition to the services or what Wilson Bank provides. And you've been doing this for quite a while now, right?
9 years.
Yeah. So do you have any idea how many different trips you've taken in those 9 years?
Oh, I have no idea. I know.
But in the hundreds.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that's at least part of what you want to talk about this morning.
It is. We always like to come in November and start talking about our next year. And so we're closing out, coming to an end for this year. We have 2 more trips for this year. We're leaving the first week of December. We're doing Christmas in New York. So that's always a good one to have, and everyone loves to go and see all the lights. And so we have that one, and then we come back and do just one night. We're doing a Blue Christmas in Memphis, so we'll go and see the home of Elvis and see how it was decorated when he lived there. So that's just a one-night trip that we'll do.
Is it too late to get on either of these?
We can make it happen. If there's somebody out there that just wants to go, I know for the Memphis trip, I have space available. But for New York, if there's someone out there that's just really wanting to go, we can make it happen for you. So.
Well, that's going out of the way a little bit, but that's what
we do what we can.
What makes your trip so popular, no doubt. Well, what else you need to tell us?
So on the 21st of this month, we will have our preview parties to announce in detail all of our trips for next year, and then you can start signing up. That'll be at the campus of our main office here at Wilson Bank on West Main Street. It's on the 3rd floor at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Our 10 o'clock preview party is full at this time, but you can still come to our 2 o'clock party. If you want to sign up for that, just give me a call or go online and sign up at wilsonbank.com. Or you can just shoot me an email, and we can get you signed up for that. So, again, that's just the 21st at 2 o'clock are the ones that we have available.
Is travel as popular now as it's been in any of the years that you've been doing this?
For sure. As we got into COVID and we had to stop travel, we were kind of worried about how that was going to affect our program. Once it was opened back up, it was just wide open. Everybody, I think because they were told they couldn't do it, they really wanted to do it. So once we started traveling again, we really have had a good turnout.
Well, you have a variety of options, of choices, don't you? I mean, people can go far and near. Like Memphis is not that far, 2.5 hours maybe, something like that. New York is quite a bit farther. France is even farther. What's the farthest away place you've been, you recall?
I've done France, Austria, Germany, Switzerland. Iceland was very popular. Ireland. So,
yeah. Do you go to the Far East much? You been to China?
No, we've not done China.
How about Hawaii?
Oh, yes, several times. And that's probably going to come back around soon. So that's a very popular one. We try to do it about every 3 years or so.
Okay, so go over these meetings again, if you will.
So next It's on the 21st at 2 o'clock is the one that we have availability for.
Right.
But we have one scheduled at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
But it's already booked up. It's full.
The 10 o'clock.
Okay. What can you expect when you come to one of those? Somebody that hasn't been maybe is interested.
Yes, we'll have just some simple refreshments, and we will go over in detail every single trip that we're doing next year. So you can see the complete itinerary for every trip.
About how many are you doing next?
Just real quick, we have one that's going to Alabama. We're going to do Mississippi and Louisiana Bayou. We have our mystery trip that's always popular, and next year is the very first one that you have to have a passport for. So we have a lot of people that are interested in that one. We're doing the Washington, Oregon coast, Scotland. We're going to do Vermont. We have an African safari.
Oh, boy.
And Williamsburg at Christmas.
All right. That's 12, 13, something like that. If people want to know more, they need to come to that
come to the party.
Meeting, and
we'll tell you all about it.
You need to make a reservation. You need to know.
We do like to know if you're coming.
Okay. We're about out of time. Anything else about this?
That's it.
Pretty much cover it.
That covers it.
But you're happy, making people happy by helping them travel.
That's right. We have day trips also. I'll let you know that. So just for the day. So.
Okay. All right. Well, Brandy, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you,
Brandy
Coleman.
Goodall, Assistant Vice President Travel with Wilson Bank and Trust. Of course, it's Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. They're still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. All right, Brandy, somebody wants your seat right here, and my guest this morning is a name that is pretty familiar with a lot of people here in Lebanon, Judge Brody Kane. Well known, no doubt. Good morning to you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Hopefully, most people know you as the judge. Have not been in your court, but
Hope not.
Court is necessary. That's why we have a judge.
Yeah, sure enough, we've been busy. We have. I wanted to mention this morning we have our drug court graduation in 3 weeks from today, December 6th. It'll be, I believe it's the 4th or 5th graduating class that we've had since I inherited this spot from Judge Wooten, and I'm just real excited. We have 5 folks that have worked hard and worked a 1.5 to 2 year program to get to graduation, so I'm excited for them as they hopefully take the tools they've learned and apply them as they get out of our program.
I think that the drug court was a great idea. It's an opportunity for people to, in a sense, redeem themselves or get on the right foot, get on the right path, and most of them, I want to think, that have made it that far, get on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, I know Paula Langford, our drug court coordinator, would have the statistics for you, but there's always going to be some recidivism, but it definitely cuts that figure down if you're able to get through a program like ours.
Well, did you sort of have a choice to continue or not to continue when you took over the judgeship?
No, I wanted it for sure. I used to help Judge Wooten when he would be on vacation or couldn't make it. I would try to hold it for him, and so no, I definitely wanted to take over for him once he retired. So Judge Tatum, Judge Lee, and Judge Hagan have been very good for me. If I have a conflict, they'll come in and sit for me on those Fridays, and I definitely wanted to do it, and happy to have the spot.
Well, you see a need for it as far as we can see into the future, I tell you.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. Tomorrow night I'll be going. Romans 828 program is out of Lafayette. They're just a rehab treatment program that I often send folks to that are maybe violated their probation or something like that, and they'll go through that program. They're having their graduation tomorrow night, so I'm going to make the ultimate sacrifice and miss the beginning of the UT Georgia game to go to that, but I'm happy to do it. So I'll probably be listening to Bob Kessling on the ride back from Lafayette tomorrow night. I encourage all my friends who text me, don't text me anything tomorrow until at least the second half, because I don't want to know.
That is a big game, and Georgia got surprised.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's good for UT. I wish they had, I don't know, people look at it differently, but I wish they had been able to escape with a win, because I feel like they're going to come out really focused tomorrow night. We shall see.
And the game is in Athens, Georgia.
In Athens, right. So I've only went. MTSU played them years ago, and I went down with a couple of college buddies, high school and college buddies, and that's quite a venue. So, it's just tough to beat them. And, when Fulmer was there, we used to beat them regularly, and now it's such a huge mountain to climb. So, we shall see.
I guess Mike Jennings will be there.
I'm sure he is. I don't know how he used to have a streak of games. I'm assuming he still has it going.
He still has it. He has not missed a game, home, away, or bowl game since 1987.
Wow.
Or that's what I'm told. I think that's the right year.
That's amazing.
That's quite a strain.
I got down there. My son and I went to the Mississippi State game Saturday. That's the first game I'd been to this year, but it's quite an environment. So I congratulate Mayor Jennings on that streak. I hope he keeps it going.
Well, it's time for us to take a break. Judge Brody Kane is here. We'll find out more that's on his mind, what he's doing. We come back, and before you leave, I hope we can talk about the new building that's started being constructed. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, low price tire guarantee on all tires every day, up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitors' pricing on the tires they sell. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. The police department still on the scene of a wreck in Hermitage at Murfreesboro Pike at Thompson Lane. It did have some injuries. Hillsboro Pike still tied up at Chickering Lane and Forest Hills. We've had a couple of wrecks in Forest Hills this morning. Out here on the interstate, it's still moving right now. I-40 coming in from Wilson County through Mount Juliet, trying to load up with volume at times 24 westbound. Out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County up through Antioch. Prince's Hot Chicken is offering catering this holiday season. Check out that menu. You can always order online at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Sean Dozier. Harshside Senior Living is celebrating our 30th anniversary in November. Harshside is a legacy ministry serving generations of senior adults throughout our community. When I walk through the doors daily, talk with the residents, and see firsthand the dedicated employees, I am reminded of the sacrifice of those who made Harshside what it is today. For more information about our independent or assisted living communities, visit harshsideliving.com.
Hey, this is Dr. Derek Gregory, and I'm proud to announce to you the opening of our brand new dental practice, Gregory Dental Group, at 1746 West Main Street, just across the road from Sports Village. Come experience modern dentistry at its best. We're always welcoming new patients, and I truly look forward to taking the best care of all your dental needs. Come by or call us today.
That's Gregory Dental Group, 615-444-0322, or online at myLebanonTNDentist.com. Gregory Dental Group, compassion, knowledge, skill.
We continue here on this Friday morning. Judge Brody Kane, he just remarked to me, Vanderbilt is having quite a year, and I was about to answer when the on-air light comes on, and I'm saying, yes, they should have beaten, and maybe they shouldn't have, but it would have been wonderful if they could have beaten South Carolina. Yeah.
And Texas, too.
Yeah, Texas was definitely the better team. I'm not sure about South Carolina, but anyway. Well, let's talk about your court, and of course, now you're the judge, the criminal judge.
Yes,
it's a 5-county.
Yes, there are 4 judges that cover the 5 counties. Chancellor Smith does our Chancery Court, which are matters of equity. If you have a nuisance lawsuit or something along those natures, those are filed there, as well as domestic cases. He travels the 5 counties as the chancellor. Judge Claire Bird and Judge Michael Collins are our 2 circuit judges. They handle suits for damages, so medical malpractice actions, personal injury lawsuits, domestic cases, anything where you're suing for money. You would file in those 2 courts. And then Judge Collins does about 15% of our criminal docket, basically anything involving a vehicle, driving on a revoke, vehicular homicide, things of that nature, DUIs. And then I do the rest of the criminal stuff. So we kind of have a division of responsibilities. And then we have our 3 general sessions judges, Inslee Hagan, Barry Tatum, and Jimmy Lee. They each have their own area. Barry Tatum does our civil docket as well as juvenile cases. Inslee Hagan does family law and probate, and then Jimmy Lee does the criminal on the general sessions level. So we've got a real good group of judges. We've started having the last couple of years. We've started having breakfast once a month, try to get together and compare notes and talk and that sort of thing. So we really, I think we've got a close-knit group of judges.
Exclusively you judges, I take it.
Yes. Every now and then we'll have an interloper come in, but it's usually just us. So.
Well, I just wondered what it would be like to be there with just you judges there and what the conversation is like. And
I'm glad there's no flies on the wall in there.
But it seems to me that it would be a great idea. I don't know whether you call that networking necessarily, but you call it maybe harmony and brotherhood and sharing misery together in the whole 9 yards.
We always have good war stories. I would say, I still think Barry Tatum's one of the best storytellers I've ever heard, and CK can tell a good story too. So I try to do a lot more listening than I do talking in there, but it's really enjoyable.
Yeah. How crowded are their dockets? We continue to grow, and then the general idea is that the more people you have, the more busy court is going to be.
Coleman, it's surprising. They just sent out some statistics for the last year, and I looked at them. I didn't really compare myself to the other courts. I just flipped through it, and I had a couple of other judges send me texts and say, Brody, man, you're wearing it out up there, something like that. I looked, and I'm actually the second busiest criminal court judge in the state, which really surprised me. Not to say that we have the second worst crime in the state, not to say that at all, but just based on the division of labor and the number of judges we have assigned to it. So it kind of surprised me. So we are busy. You go to work and you work till the docket's done, and you come back the next day. You don't really realize maybe the numbers that you have. I always say the Cookeville district, which is 7 counties, they have 3 criminal court judges. We have 1, plus Judge Collins does about 15%, and they only have 600 or 700 more indictments per year than we do. So we are very busy. I would hope that at some point in the future we add another judge at some point, and I think that should be a criminal court position if that's what occurs. There was some talk of redistricting. I know you and I have talked about that in the past. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I mean, obviously, someone just has to file a bill and it comes up. But there was a senator out in East Tennessee that was kind of pushing it more than any other member of the legislature. He was beaten this last in the primary this last year. So I don't know. Unless somebody decides to take that up and pursue it, I don't anticipate redistricting coming in the next year, in the near future. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's going anywhere.
Why do you think that it's not a good idea?
Well, we've got, like I always use as an example, our child advocacy.
I'm not trying to advocate for it because I don't know anything about it, but some are for and some are against.
Sure.
Okay.
Our Child Advocacy Center is an example. That's an organization that meets with our child sex victims, takes interviews. They're working under grants. They're divided among the 5 counties. Their grants are dependent upon that. They have facilities designed to carry that 5 counties. We have DA's offices, staff, public defender staff that will have to be divided up and cut up. You might have people run. To me, it seems like a lot of work when you can reach the same result, which would be providing effective court coverage by simply adding a judge as our population grows. So it's just different ways of looking at things, and if that's what they do, that's what they do. But
it might come under that heading: if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah. I want to talk about the new, and I'm sure what we're going to call it, but where Highland Heights Church of Christ building used to be. It has been torn down. I think it's all flat land there now, and construction is about to begin.
It looks different. I believe, and I saw Randall Hutto the other day. I meant to ask him. I think they're saying 800-something days till it gets completed. I think that number's in my head. Somebody said that. So they're making progress on it. It'll be good to have. I'm looking forward to it.
You had some input on that, didn't you?
Oh, Mayor Hutto did just what I felt was a fantastic job on that, bringing us in and letting us put our input. Obviously, we're not the be-all, end-all, but we did have input about where the elevators would be, where they might best be located as far as transporting inmates, my courtroom versus maybe some civil courtrooms, having access to the elevators to bring them up. Parking, of course, is a major issue that they're trying to address. We've got, under the current plans, Jimmy Lee, our General Sessions Judge, has the the largest dockets. He will be on the first floor, which would assist on traffic flow, people coming in and out. And then the trial courts will be on the second floor. That's Smith, Byrd, Collins, and I. And then Judge Tatum, Judge Hagan, Magistrate Kennedy will be up on the next floor. And I think there'll be some room there available as judges are added.
Overall, are you pleased with the plan?
Very, very pleased.
Yeah.
Very pleased.
Yeah. So it's underway. So just a matter of time, really, and that's gonna change things a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to help. We have people going to two different buildings. It's very confusing. You have witnesses going to the wrong building, jurors going to the wrong building, lawyers having to go handle court, jump in the car, drive to the other facility, find a parking spot, get out of the car, come into court. Their clients are sitting there waiting. Judges are waiting. And it's not their fault. It's just the way we have our system currently.
So this is going to maybe not alleviate all, but nearly all, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Another thing, we're come January 20th, if all goes as planned, we're going to have another president. And just wonder, I guess where I'm headed with this, there seems to have been an awful lot of people coming across the Texas-Mexico border. And, the whole the whole USA-Mexico border there. And I just wonder how much that has meant here with our judges, people. Is it going to change? And how do you feel about all this?
Well, I sure hope it does. People have different reasons why they vote each direction. I'm not here to argue that. But if drug problems, and particularly drugs in our youth, if that's of major concern to you, then you can't help but be pleased with the decision that the American people made, because this will I believe will make a marked difference in this. Just these open borders, these drugs and people just coming over free flow, it's just been a nightmare. It's just been a nightmare, and it's only getting worse.
You experienced this in your court?
Well, I just look at just the study I referenced the other day. It's obviously that the drug cases are going up. So it's not something that I put pen to paper to each month and look at the number of cases, but it's obvious that's been the result of it. I'm sure it's the same all over the country.
So what you're saying, at least indirectly here, is a closed border, a much less open border, is going to be less drugs coming into this country, less drug trafficking, and so on.
I can't help but think that'll be the effect. I'm sure it's always, it's going to continue to come over. That's not the only place it comes from, but I can't help but believe that's going to have a major impact.
But if we are that concerned about the border there, won't we likely be concerned about the Canadian border and other places?
Yeah, I mean they can come different directions. I've never been across to Canada, so I'm not sure how that border's set up. I'm assuming it's similar to how it is in Mexico, but we got to be careful. Legal immigration's a good thing. I just think we need to look at the legal side of it and not just let folks come in and out.
Well, we got about 3 minutes. You brought a few notes there. Anything else there you want to mention this morning?
Well, I did. I wanted to thank some folks that have been helpful to me in our system. First, I have 3 court officers for each day I have court, and 3 of them have been with me since the beginning. Peggy Williamson, Woody Woods, and Debbie Paré. You may know, I'm sure you know. A couple have done all 3 of them. And they just do a great job. They help move the court's dockets, always with a smile, and do a great job for me. And I meant to reference them in the past and just haven't done it. And then Terry McDonald serves as our grand jury foreman here in Wilson County. He's done this job for several years. He kind of runs the grand jury. They meet the second Monday and Tuesday of each month here in Wilson County, plus any special sessions that are called. And he gets a new group of grand jurors every 3 months, and he does a great job. Actually has a little presentation. He goes through the history of the grand jury system with them and does a fantastic job for me. And I really appreciate what he does for our county. And I just want to make sure and mention them this morning. A
lot of people probably aren't that familiar with the grand jury and what it does. Can you take 30 seconds and define that?
They come in Wilson County. They serve 90 days. Basically, you come in. It's a secret proceeding. You only hear one side of the case, that being the state's position. You hear from police officers, lay witnesses, and they decide whether or not to indict someone, to return a true bill or return a no true bill. They're only looking to see if probable cause exists that a crime was committed and that particular person committed the crime. That's what they're to determine. It's not guilt beyond a reasonable doubt by any stretch. But it's kind of a gatekeeper.
That's where it all begins.
Yes, sir. That's
right.
a gatekeeper. And it can either get to the grand jury from Jimmy Lee's court through General Sessions Court, or it can come it can be initiated at the grand jury if it wishes, if they wish. A lot of times our child sex crimes start that route, or their extended drug operation start through the grand jury. So it's a gatekeeping function.
Well, I want to thank you for taking time to be with us this morning. No doubt you're busy as most of the people, judges are. Some, like you said, you come to work, you work your docket, and then you go home. And
right.
Some days are extremely long.
That's right. Well, Coleman, it's my pleasure to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Judge Brody Kane. That's part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Hope you'll keep it right here, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. An accident involving injuries up in the Jolton area. Getting some attention right now on 24 eastbound. It's going to be between OHB and Briley Parkway. Again, that's slowing down that traffic through the Jolton area on 24 eastbound. It's building pretty good now on 24 through the Antioch area. Still a lot of volume coming in from Rutherford County, Murfreesboro, headed towards Nashville. Hey, whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, anything at all is happening with your roof, call these guys at Independent Roofing Specialists. Check out irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Save time and money with a business account from Wilson Bank and Trust. Our great account benefits help you grow your business with online and mobile banking. No monthly fee for bill pay and low monthly balance requirements. You'll enjoy easier record keeping and tax reporting when you open a business account to keep your business expense separate from personal too. A business account helps preserve your personal liability protections from business obligations. Wilson Bank and Trust is here to get you there. Visit us at any of our 30 office locations across Tennessee or go online at wilsonbank.com. Member FDIC.
We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies today. Highs in the upper 50s. Partly cloudy tonight. Lows around 40, and then sunny for our Saturday. Highs in the lower 60s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty. Professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
And we welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company. It's a Friday morning. Fridays, we have our friends from C&D, the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty, and we've got Miss Judy and Miss Medina both with us this morning. Judy, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you again. Medina, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
All right. C&D team, Exit Rocky Top Realty, located at 1330 West Main in Lebanon. Great people, great service, people you can trust. And Miss Judy, get us started.
All righty. Thank you, Medina. Okay, we wanted to talk about a couple events that's going to be going on that we want people to get ready to enter and do. But the Christmas lights is called Christmas Evie's Lights Tour. And every year, Dr. Robertson and his son, their granddaughter Evie, she loves Christmas lights. So about 3 years ago, they started a Christmas lighting contest here in the county. And the first year they had it, we won. And so from there, we've become one of their sponsors to do this. And this year, the Jimmy Floyd Center is also helping to sponsor. And then the Lebanon Clinic, there, the 24-hour clinic is.
Anywhere 24.
Is a sponsor. But what you do is you light up your house and you enter, and you can enter online under ChristmasEviesLights.com, and you enter, and there's all kinds of categories that you can enter for. They have, and don't think because you don't have how many lights. It's not about how many lights you have or how big your house is. It's the different categories. And this year they're giving away a free membership to Jimmy Floyd Center, and they're giving away a 4-day bed bath. It's a bed and breakfast, Whitetail, wherever that is. Anyway, it's a $1,600.
It's worth $1,600.
Yeah, that's right. I can't think this morning. So anyway, a couple of the categories was they have the categories where it's the furthest away, the most original. So anyway, you just look online and register, but you need to register. But the good thing about it is once everybody gets registered that's going to enter the contest, they fix a map, and you can pull it up on your phone and get the kids all in the car and look at the map, and they've got it detailed where you can go all over the city or all over the county and look at all the lights.
Oh.
And that makes it easier for people because they're always wanting to go see Christmas lights. Where are they? Where are they?
Yeah.
Well, you can look at the map and it shows in detail. So be thinking about entering that. You need to get on board and enter pretty quickly because they're going to get the map drawn up. And we love sponsoring this because, as well as I do, Mike and I are the Griswolds. We love Christmas lights. So this fits us perfectly. We're not entered in the contest. We don't want to be entered, but we want everybody.
They don't want you to win every time.
Well, we've already won that one time, and that's enough, but we want other people to enter and win.
Yeah.
But it's a fun thing to do then to be able to go do the Christmas light tour. So we want you to look on evieslights.com. Okay, Medea, I'll let you talk now since I messed that up.
Another Christmas event that we want you to be aware of is the schools. And Bart could help with this as well. We're having the Santa letter contest like we did last year. We've done it for the last 3 or 4 years. And all the teachers in Lebanon City and Wilson County schools, we're sending them out starting today and through next week and everything for the teachers. But all the teachers have a event in the classroom that the kids write letters to Santa. And you can do that in the classroom. You can do it at home. It doesn't matter, whatever the teacher likes you to do. Or you can do it on your own. But you write a letter to Santa Claus, and then you put your teacher's name at the top of the letter. You put it in the mailbox at our office. We have a big Christmas Santa letters mailbox, big red. You can't miss it, in front of all the Christmas lights at the office.
They're on West Main Street.
At West Main Street, 1330 West Main Street. That's correct. You put them in there until December 23rd. Then Santa will read all the letters by the 23rd of December, and then we will announce the letter that Santa picked. The letter that Santa picked wins, and the student wins $150. The teacher of that student will win $300, and that $300 will go towards, she could use that or he could use that toward the classroom, whatever, a party or classroom supplies or whatever the case may be. But last year we had, I think we had 2 winners last year, I do believe, and this year we're doing the same thing. So just all the children out there, and we usually do it through 3rd grade, I do believe. And you put your letters, write your letters, what you're asking for, put it in the mailbox by December 23rd, put your school and your teacher's name on the letter, and that way when Santa reads it, Santa will know the child's name, the teacher's name, and the school.
Right.
And then Santa will let us know the winner of that by December 23rd, and then we will, when school goes back into session, then we'll go to that school and let the student and the teacher know beforehand. But we will go to that school and then present the money and the money and the check to the child and the teacher. So it's just a fun way because all children love to write letters to Santa. So this way the teacher benefits from it too. So just start doing that. And in the meantime, if you're looking for a house, you give us a call, and you might even want to put that in your Santa letter. So Santa may get you a new house. Who knows?
615-444-3130.
That's it. And
it's 449. I'm sorry.
443-3130.
443. All right, we'll get it right after a while.
We all need glasses this morning.
615-443-3130. All right.
That's right.
You got anything else you're going to tell us?
And just remember, Coleman.
Oh, don't wait. You got at least one listing you want to make. We got another minute.
Okay, one listing. We've got one coming up in Smyrna. Yeah. It'll be available on Thanksgiving week or the week after, and it is in Smyrna, right not far from the interstate, and it's going to be listed at $569,900, and it's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It was the model home, so it's a one person owner. And give us a call there. We have townhouses, condos in Lebanon. We've got a house close to the lake in Lebanon. We have 2 or 3 different homes in the $500 to $600 price range. We've got homes over the $1 million range with acreage. So give us a call on that. We'd love to help you, whether our sign's in the yard or not. Give us a call. We'd be glad to walk you through that process.
And
remember, Coleman, don't make a move without us.
all right, y'all have a good one. See you next week.
Thank you.
All right, our C&D team, Judy Cox, Medina Himmentola, exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main. Well, Medina did mention Bart Barker, and he is here this morning. If that name is not familiar to you, let me tell you, he is the Public Information Officer for the Wilson County Schools. And Bart, first of all, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Coleman. And you mentioned if you're not familiar with me, maybe this would be a reminder for some of our parents.
Good morning, everyone. This is Bart Barker with Wilson County Schools, and this call is to let you know that yes, we will have school today. So it's Friday, so yeah, there is school today.
Well, it's good to have you with. You've been here once before. You were with
have.
some other people, and I forgot the occasion.
I was here a few months ago with Michelle Hill with the Empower Me Center. They had their party on the property, and it was a big success, and it was a very good day for sure.
Well, I thought it would be nice to have you out here. Of course, Jeff Luttrell, Director of Schools, is here on a regular basis once a month, and usually after we've had a board meeting. But actually, you're having 2 a month now.
That's right.
We don't have another space every month to do that, so I guess once is enough. But we get you out here this morning, find out a little bit about you. I remember a little bit, but very little when you were here before. We talked a little bit about your history, I think. But let's start from the beginning this morning, if you will.
Sure. Of course, I am originally from West Tennessee, a little town called Savannah. A lot of people don't know exactly where that is. When I say maybe Pickwick Lake area. Of course, there's a lot of sportsmen, outdoorsmen, people who love to fish, and they kind of relate it there.
Well, you're just barely in West Tennessee. If
it's
you were
all
on
right,
other
exactly.
side of the Tennessee River, it'd be Middle Tennessee.
Exactly. We border Wayne County, so I'm from the southern part of the state towards the west side. Fast forward prior to arrival with Wilson County Schools back in 2019, I worked at News 2 in Nashville. Largely, my background is broadcasting, so you and I have a lot of that in common for sure. Mine on the TV side, I was a sports director. I've been a sports reporter. I've done news. I even did weather one day.
Really?
And actually, if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have pursued to be a meteorologist. And people who maybe see these snow day videos and all these things that I put out and kind of get a little goofy with that, I think people can see that I get to be a little kid again when, if the flakes start falling. And I love the weather. And even, we've had times in Wilson County where the weather has not been so nice with tornadoes and severe weather. I'm fascinated by it, and I know that it affects everybody, no matter if you're a family of Wilson County Schools or not. We all pay attention to the weather, and certainly Mr. Luttrell, he too keeps in tune with the weather. So it's just something I've always really been interested in. So I came here in 2019 to take over the Public Information Officer role.
All right, let me ask this, just kind of out of curiosity as much as anything, but Justin Beasley has the job in Mount Jewett. He used to do sports on Channel 4. Have you crossed paths with him?
Oh, I talked to him yesterday. Justin and I are very good friends. And I will say this, a lot of people don't realize this, but actually Justin and I work in public information officer roles, but we both actually live in Murfreesboro, which, we both say this a lot, and this is some inside, this is just some behind the scenes information, Coleman. Justin and I both say we feel so welcomed in Wilson County. I don't know that you can go a lot of places throughout the state, throughout the country, where people are just so inviting, so warm. And one reason that makes our job a little bit easier is the public information officers or who hold similar roles with our law enforcement, with our emergency services, with our county services, all these things. I mean, you have great people in these roles, and that makes it enjoyable for us being a counterpart to them, but also too for the public in general, and it just makes it a much better experience for everybody involved. And that's a great thing. I can just, off the top of my head, I'm thinking about people like Captain Moore with the Sheriff's Office. I'm thinking about, Captain Chandler with Mount Juliet Police. The list goes on and on. Just great people to work with.
You apparently have come here, and if you didn't know them already, have gotten acquainted in a hurry.
Excellent. Well, the thing was, with working at News 2 for those years that I did, I would call upon those people and ask for information that we needed for the newsroom. So now I'm on the other side of that. So now newsrooms call me, reporters, anchors, what have you. They'll call me asking for information. So having that newsroom information, that experience on that side has helped me in this role tremendously, because I have an inner knowledge to know what they're looking for, and to a sense, newspaper people as well, and try to accommodate them the best that I can, because and certainly try to meet those deadlines as best as I can as well.
Bart, it's about time for us to go to a break. But before we do, are you married? You have family?
Yes, I have my wife Summer. We are married for 8 years. We're kind of what we call a little bit older, newer parents. I have a 6-year-old, soon to be 7-year-old, and also he'll be 7 in February, but also have a 5-year-old daughter. So we a first grader, and my daughter's finishing up preschool this year, and she'll be kindergarten next year. So we definitely have our hands full on the home front, and we're in the middle of a move right now. So, and we're living in my in-laws' house, which has been a great experience. But I think we're ready to try to maybe get over to our new home, and hopefully that happens this upcoming week.
All right. Well, all that sounds great. Bart Barker is with us, Public Information Officer for the Wilson County School System, and we take a break right here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get a battery installed in most vehicles. $149.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They've got their wreck over to the side on 24 eastbound. It's going to be between OHB and Briley Parkway. There's already a lot of traffic coming down that area right now from the Jolton area on 24 going eastbound. Again, it's trying to build here in the last few minutes. 24 westbound at 840. All that traffic that leaves Murfreesboro, Rutherford County this time of the morning, headed into the Antioch area on 24 westbound. Still moving over here right now, coming in from Hermitage, Donaldson on I-40 westbound near B&A Airport here at Donaldson Pike. Prince's Hot Chicken offering catering this holiday season. Check out that menu this weekend at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey Wilson County, looking for a fun night out? Wilson Rides invites you to Sips and Sounds on Friday, November 15th at the Farm Bureau Expo Center in Lebanon, Tennessee. Enjoy live music and great food, all while supporting a great cause. Every dollar raised helps Wilson Rides provide safe transportation to older adults in Wilson County. VIP experiences, amazing artists, and a night out you won't forget. Get your tickets at wilsonridesinc.org or call 615-622-5557.
Be thankful. Thankful you slept through the night and witnessed another sunrise.
Be thankful you have food to eat today. Be thankful you have another day to be kind and share a smile wherever you go.
Don't fret about yesterday and don't worry about tomorrow, but enjoy the day the Lord has given you. Enjoy this Thanksgiving season and be thankful. Happy Thanksgiving.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmensholer at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
We continue here for this Friday morning. Our thanks to Bart Barker for making an appearance here. Again, Public Information Officer for the Wilson County School System. We haven't really talked, we have indirectly, but could you give us your job description maybe? What's expected of you? Okay.
Yeah, and I had the same question for the woman who hired me 5 years ago, Dr. Donna Wright, Mr. Luttrell's predecessor. She hired me, and so there, I got settled in, and about the second or third day I was on the job, I scheduled a meeting with her, and I went down there and I asked Dr. Wright. I said, Dr. Wright, I know we talked a lot through the interview process and this and that, but what is it truly that you want me to do for you? And I'll never forget it. And she just looked at me and she said, here's what I want you to do, Bart. She goes, I want you to tell our stories. And then it was like, it was kind of that aha moment. I was like, that was what I was comfortable with anyway, was being a storyteller. So I'm not the kind of person that sits behind a desk and just writes a press release and just sends that out and be done with it. I like to bring stories to life through video, through going out and talking to our teachers, our students, or something in the community that relates to our schools that maybe people in the public or our families just otherwise wouldn't know. So telling our stories, and Mr. Luttrell is echoed the same thing. He says, I want you to share what we're doing. Let people know the great things that are going on with our district that otherwise they maybe wouldn't know. Take them behind the curtain, so to speak. And I try to do that. And the feedback has been great. I will say this, when the storytelling really took off was during the tornado. Mm-hmm. I had been on the job about 6 or 7 months, and when the tornado came and took out 2 of our schools, people had really no idea how severe the damage was. So I just did what I normally would in the broadcast world. I got my tripod, I got my camera out, my microphone, and I just started taking as much video and getting as many interviews as possible to share with the public on what was happening. And the response was tremendous. And I was like, this is how people consume so much of their information, through social media, through, seeing those pictures, video, and delivering that to them. And from there, I just really maintained that style to try to share as much as I can through video and pictures and explaining things in a relatable way. I'm a parent, and sometimes things can get confusing. How can we relay that to be very, to kind of a ground level, hey, kind of explain it to me like a 4th or 5th grader, so to speak? And that's what I try to do, because that's how I would like to receive that information sometimes.
From what you're saying here, I take it that you are responsible to an extent to parents and people close to the school system as much as you are the general public through the media. Absolutely.
So any media request comes through me, and I try to accommodate that the best that I can, or direct them to where they need to go, or try to get quotes, information from the proper people within the district who would know more about that, and then I relay that to media. Or if I'm asked many times to provide an interview of some kind, to provide some insight on a topic that a media member wants to cover, and I've done countless of those. So yes, media relations is one side of it. Social media management is the other side of it. I do want to mention, though, I have a great colleague that works in my office, and her name is Christy Davis, and she is our webmaster. And so, I will provide get the information and help give that to her, and she can help push that out as well. So, yes, the informational side for the public and our families when it comes to important district-wide announcements comes through my office. And there's good news and there's bad news, and you have to deal with both of those. And there are times when it's probably, at least the powers that be, deem that it's not the appropriate time, not the right time to tell everything yet. So there's a time when you're kind of have a cap on what's to be released. You have to work with that, don't you? Absolutely. I wish every day was the best day. Not every day is the best day. Some days, as you mentioned, are not can be very challenging. What I also want to just remind our families and who are part of our school, you got to remember, a lot of kids in our middle and high schools have cell phones, and there may be something that may happen at school where information may start going out through how they are interpreting it to texts and different things, and maybe some rumors can get going very quickly. Mm-hmm. So what I really strive to do is, talk to, if it involves something with law enforcement or an SRO or the administrator, trying to get the information of exactly what is happening and get out in front of this, simply because, again, I want to say, I'm a parent too. Give me some peace of mind. What is actually going on at my child's school? Mm-hmm. Why is there maybe an extra, law enforcement vehicle or two there today. What I'm hearing about an incident that happened inside. Was there a fight? Was there not a fight? Was there something that happened in the parking lot? All these things. So again, trying to provide that peace of mind to parents, because our hardworking parents, so many of them are at work, some are at home taking care of small children or something. They can't, trying to be on a cliffhanger. What is happening at my child's school? I've gotten a call that there might be a soft lockdown or a hard lockdown. I want to be those boots on the ground to really give parents information. Here's what's happening as I know it, as law enforcement sees it. Everything is safe, secure, but just keeping them informed as often as I can to give them that peace of mind that they so right deserve.
You no doubt have thought about what you would do, what you would be supposed to do, what's the right thing, the wrong thing to do if you have a tragedy like the shooting at the school in Nashville not long ago. That's those are trying times, and and every day, and I say this, but I want, maybe it's a comforting thing for a parent, maybe it's not. It's a topic that is very sensitive. I think about those things every day. Mm-hmm. It is my job. In my role, if I didn't think about that every day, then I think that would be more concerning than if I didn't think about that. No, I think about, I can actually breathe a little bit easier when I know that our last bus is off the road that day. And then I can kind of exhale a little bit. I don't live in a day full of anxiety, but anything can happen at any given moment. We understand that. But also I want families to understand that behind the scenes, district leadership, along with myself, local law enforcement, we talk about these things all the time, about scenarios, about preparedness. I'm in communication with fellow PIOs and with law enforcement all the time about, we cannot say, oh, this would never happen. This would just never happen. You always have to be prepared for if there was a time where something happened that required crisis management to the highest degree. Mm-hmm. And we're always talking about those things. In fact, I was talking to a fellow PIO with Lebanon Police, and he and I and some other PIO hopefully get together for just a sit-down breakfast here, just to kind of here pretty soon, just to talk about exactly the kind of things you're talking about kind of a refresher. Should something happen, we need to help each other. What does that look like? We've had a little bit of turnover from one PIO with law enforcement here recently, so just trying to get everybody up to speed on helping each other in those times that can be very challenging. How do we, from your point of view, how do we rate with other school systems? Safety, law enforcement, school resource office, the whole thing.
Yeah, Wilson County was one of the very first to outfit all schools with school resource officers, those SROs. And again, it's easy to provide a biased comment because I work with such a great district, but I can tell you that the amount of intensive training and the thought process that goes into the security of our schools, and Mr. Luttrell may have mentioned this in previous appearances, added layers of security are just being added seemingly all the time through added fencing, through ballistic film, put it on first level of our schools, through enhanced security, through cameras, our new canines that are brand new to the district, Xander and Xena. These things are here to help. And we do not hide the fact that we look at safety and security as paramount, as the most important thing to give our students, our teachers, all our staffs the safest environment possible when they walk in that school building every day to the moment that they leave, that they feel safe and secure. That is a priority, and it'll always be that way. We cannot shy away from these things, and we won't.
Well, it's been eye-opening, really, just to sit here and talk to you this morning. You do have to deal with probably one of the biggest things, the rumors that, I use rumor in I'll cover a lot of things here, but the rumors, let's call them on social media, can be they can be hard to deal with, no doubt. You've got to combat anything that's not true.
You do. You have to get out in front of it for sure. And I know we have just a minute or two left probably, but I do want to mention something, a very important event that is coming up. And on Thursday, December 5th, this falls right in line with what you're talking about. And we have partnered with the Department of Homeland Security. They are bringing their iGuardian project, and it is open to families. It's going to be at the district central office. You'll see information about this coming. I'll be posting things very, very soon. But on Thursday, December 5th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the auditorium at the district central office, it is going to be called Enough is Enough. Mm-hmm. And basically, Department of Homeland Security is going to give a very intensive presentation to provide families great information about the vulnerabilities that our youth can experience on social media. Social media can be a great place. It can also be a dangerous place. We all know that. So what are some things some parents can absorb from the Department of Homeland Security to be on a watchful eye for when their children are on social media? We're talking about, a lot of things that they'll get into this presentation, but to give you how intensive this is going to be, this is for adults only. Yeah. And there is going to be child care available. So these things that will be discussed, again, I'll be pushing information out on our platforms that parents can take a look at as well for social media awareness, safety for their children. Sometimes we as parents can get wrapped up and not really have our eyes totally glued on what's going on, what our children are looking at, who they're communicating with. This is going to be a great presentation for them to enjoy and take to their home and put to good use.
Bart, I've enjoyed your visit. We are out of time, but thank you so much, and let's do it again for too long.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. That's going to do it for a Friday. Have a nice weekend till Monday. I wish you a fantastic day.